Yes, 15 damage from the one get excited is exactly what we were looking to do. If you're in the United States, happy 4th of July. It's a holiday. I'm going to be spending time with friends and family, so I don't have a ton of time to record, but I still wanted to share a fun deck with you. So I'm going to be going through a deck list, and then I'm going to share some games that I had played previously on a Twitch stream where I was piloting this list. If you just care about the games, as always, you can use time tags. Jump ahead, check those out. If you want to try today's deck list out, there's going to be a deck code in the video description along with that link to Mobalytics. And then friendly reminder, if you're new, consider subscribing. But the list is Viktor and Karma. It's a glorious evolution list, and I've been having a lot of fun playing it. It starts with Ballistic Bot. We're a Viktor list. Ballistic Bot is a natural inclusion because the ignitions are created cards. They help count towards leveling up Viktor. But Ballistic Bot is also great with Eye of the Dragon. So we are playing a late game Ionia list. That means that Eye of the Dragon is pivotal for your early game. You really want to get one of these down to use the Dragonlings to stall, but also sometimes they can help generate chip damage early on as well, because on your attack rounds, if you have a Dragonling, you either force your opponent to block or you force them to take the damage. Either way, you're hopefully gaining some life, getting that pressure. We're running Mystic Shot because we're playing Piltover and Zon. Everybody's playing Mystic Shot. The stock for Mystic Shot's just through the roof. Stonks. Okay. One Nopify. I like at least one in every Ionia list right now because there's a number of things that it hits that are pretty critical. So I think that that's required. One Rummage. We have a lot of really good card draw options in this list, but I wanted to keep at least one Rummage in because when you get Karma Enlightened, if you play a Rummage, you only have to discard for the first one, not the copied one. So this is a great way to pitch like an Ignition and one other card and then just draw 4 cards for, 2 mana. Yes, I know it was nerfed. Oh, it used to be 1 mana, now it's 2. For 2 mana, that's still a bargain. So I think the one Rummage is still a requirement in a Karma list. But I've now fallen in love with Time Trick. It's just a great toolbox option to find you what you need to survive. But Time Trick also is great with Karma because you are doubling your searching once you get her up and running in the late game. So love that. Twin Disciplines is kind of doing double duty here. On the one hand, it helps keep your key units alive early on. On the other hand, it can be used for the attack portion on something like a Dragonling to get you more health, or once you have a Karma leveled up, 2 mana for potentially 6 burst damage on a free attacker is a pretty big deal. One Get Excited. This is like your panic button. I wouldn't mind even getting this up to a 2 of, but this list actually wants to run like a million things, and so the numbers are hard. But really, this is a bit of a finisher. Once you get your Karma leveled up, it's just like Rummage, right? You pitch 1 card, but you get double the value, and so this represents a lot of damage to face. River Shaper. I mentioned earlier, this deck has a lot of good card draw. River Shaper is one of those cards. Don't be afraid to sacrifice this. This is not like a Jarvan Shen or a Fiora Shen list where you're using River Shaper for the primary source of your card draw. It's a nice to have, but don't go all in on conserving your River Shaper. It's fine if it just trades with something in cycles. It's good enough. Concussive Palm. Great stall tool. Gives us a body to block with, and late game gives us 2 bodies to block with if you've got a leveled up Karma. 2 Denies. Spirit's Refuge. I'm running this as a 1 of because I really like having another option besides the Dragonlings for healing and potentially burst healing. I also like that in the mid game it can protect one of your key units, so using it to keep alive a Viktor, keep alive a Karma if you're trying to get her to come down early and then survive transitioning into her enlightened round where you have full mana as opposed to playing her once she's already enlightened. There's a number of different options, but really I think just having access to extra lifesteal is important. So this is a nice inclusion. Viktor. This is a glorious evolution deck. So Viktor is part of our win con. I know I'm going to be talking about Karma a lot because it's great when you double things, but his cost reduction is great. And if you can keep him alive, he becomes your win con because he's going to pick up a million keywords. And then if you've played Glorious Evolution, literally every card you play buffs him up. So once you get to that point, it is not very difficult to imagine him swinging for 10 or more, and it might be elusive, or it might have overwhelm, or I think in one of the games I'm sharing today, he picks up Scout. Like, it's ridiculous. So Viktor is great in this list, and kind of our other win con. Will of Ionia, hey, look, it was unnerfed, so we're playing it and everything. It's still that good. 2 Deep Meditation, said it before, we have a lot of great card draw in this list. This is another one of them, but you still need it because we're trying to stall to get to the late game. And while we've got a lot of great tools, there are still some potential hiccups. We don't have great options for dealing with big units. For example, there's no beam. Now that might be a mistake, but as I said before, this deck kind of wants to run everything. So it's really hard to decide what fits in here and what doesn't. If you want to maybe cut down on will and add beam, I wouldn't judge you for it. I just like will because it's a bit universal, and you can also use it to save your own Viktor, to replay him, save your own karma, that sort of thing. But it's a preference thing. But the reality is we don't have a ton of ways to deal with like multiple big units. We are more of a tempo based control deck where we're just stalling, and then we have big explosive combo turns. So just kind of keep that in mind, and if you want to make adjustments to your own version of this list, that is something to consider. So Karma, we are playing Karma because she doubles a lot of the spells in this list, and she's our other win con, not named Viktor. And the way you usually win with her is we are running a 1 of Dawn and Dusk. So you use this to copy Karma, and if she's enlightened, then it doubles itself, which doubles the copies. And so you go from 1 karma to 5 karmas. And with 5 karmas, you kind of just do whatever you want. Get Excited is 15 damage after that combo, for example. Or you can attack with them and then twin disciplines. And as I said before, with 1 karma, this is 2 mana for +6. I think you can do the math on 5 karmas. So that's really fun. The other thing that we do with Karma is Glorious Evolution. So if you play Glorious Evolution, everything in your deck gets cheaper and everything starts buffing Viktor. If you play it after you have Karma out, everything is cost reduced by 2. And then if you have a leveled up Viktor, everything is cost reduced by 3. Again, I think you kind of get the gist of it here. If you've already done it once, and then you like Dawn and Dusk and then do it again, like you just win the game because everything's free at that point. But Glorious Evolution is a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. I will also say, depending on who your opponent is and depending on what kind of control you have over the board, or depending on what your hand looks like, it can be correct to Glorious Evolution early. So without a karma on the board, or even before round 10, just because again, that value it starts generating is very, very good. If you've got ballistic bots and you've got Viktor on the board, then every card you play is buffing them. But also the cost reduction is huge. It allows you to start doing so much more in a turn. And we are running a healthy amount of card draw, so you should be able to find ways to keep refilling your hand. And so that is, I think, one of the nicest things about it. It's a very high risk but extremely high reward card, and I've just been having a lot of fun playing it. So this is the list. As I said before, it's a holiday, so I'm going to be sharing games from a previous Twitch stream. I hope you enjoy them. I just mention it because if you hear me, talking to chat and you don't understand what I'm saying or what's going on, I apologize. I don't have the context for that, but I think the games are good. I hope you enjoy them. And if you're again in the United States, I hope you enjoy your holiday. Thank you for watching. Until next time, may you walk on warm sands, and just remember to be safe. Don't like blow your hand off with a firework or something. Huh. All right, well, I guess it's I guess it's time to see whose evolution is more glorious. I got a feeling we're not favored in this, though. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling we're not favored. If we get really lucky, like we could play Viktor early and we could get really lucky with like some hex core rolls potentially, I guess. Like that is a possibility.
I fight with my spirit, not my fists. The dragon binds us.
Huh? That tells me they got a mystic shot. No? Okay.
Silent as death.
Maybe they're just setting it up for later the same way I was.
Join me if you want to live.
I will play my part.
All right, well,
Perfection. Join the glorious evolution.
we're gonna try to join the glorious evolution.
Looks like I'm ready. Bye-bye.
System upgrade.
Wow, we rolled elusive already. Sure. They didn't have the mystic shot before, so
A ticket to the gun show. Safety disengaged.
Night falls.
oh, it's risky,
I'm ready.
but gets us pretty close to and the gotcha. All right. I was gonna say it gets us pretty close to leveling that Viktor, but I guess we just deal.
Improve perfection. Fire kill.
That's what I get for being greedy.
Safety disengaged. System upgrade.
We're at what, 30?
The dark
Yeah.
beckons.
Man, I don't think that we are actually going to be doing very well here. Glorious Evershades.
Prime and ready.
Listen, we're already being turbo greedy, gang.
Even at war, you remain so calm.
Would panicking help, brother?
System upgrade. Rise, metal brethren.
Like, legitimately, we're already being really greedy with this.
Where there is life, there is hope.
And they're absolutely catching us with no way to kill these units, and it is frustrating. I don't even want them getting free stuff there. Yeah, that's why I was going back and forth. It's like I had a feeling that we get punished,
What is gained when you return
so that's
malevolence?
unfortunate.
Rivers shape the land and give it life.
River Shaper, because we pretty desperately want to find a glorious evolution.
You cannot escape.
Yeah, I don't think that's really deny worthy. Interesting they're running retreat return, but I guess it's helpful for them to jam out Ezreal into like burst open attacks.
Breathe in, breathe out. They cannot hide.
Strike, we will reform.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the risk.
A gift from the river folk.
That is not a glorious evolution.
Ionia speaks through me. Where there is life, there is hope.
Must be nice to have just like drawn everything.
No. Ionia.
It really sucks using a deny on Nopify like that, but I was gonna say this is where they come back and kill my karma, right? Like that's the that's the play.
To the next life.
What is gained when you return malevolence?
That's the play. We knew it was coming, but
Ionia speaks through me.
I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. Oh, interesting, huh? I mean, we're gonna get this one back to our hand, but I feel like you still take this one. And I think we have to take this for potential healing. And I think we just make a ton of stuff. Rolling Dawn and Dusk off of a created karma is kind of funny to me, though. I'm not gonna lie. I would be so angry if I saw that somebody rolled that.
It is time.
I see every move.
Do we have good targets for 5 karmas? Twin disciplines. But we also have the get excited. Like we just have to set it up long term, right? Since we have a backup karma here, we'll play this one. Because at the moment we're just kind of trying to bleed resources.
We each hold a world within.
Yes, 15 damage from the one get excited is exactly
Do not question our resolve.
what we were.
Your lesson begins. It's too late for you.
Is exactly what we were looking to do. Hey! Oh.
As it was meant to be.
Don't want to be too alarming here, but why am I hearing myself all of a sudden? Stop. I unmuted on Twitch for some reason. Garen and Sivir is interesting. I think we keep this though, as is. Starting to have some abdominal pain. It kind of hurts. Hey, we finally found a glorious evolution though, so we are one way or the other going down that road. Like we are gonna make that happen, Captain.
Superior life form. System upgrade. Destiny awaits.
Guess we take the chip damage,
Arda's gonna make a meal of them.
cry a bit.
Prime and ready. Rise, metal brethren. Safety disengaged.
No time to form up. Ride.
So this is the one that becomes cavalry, huh? Which is significantly harder for us to stop even with
System upgrade.
even with the discipline, but I think you do this just because that means I can't do this without it trading.
Ride out. My hell now.
Boo. Guess we take this for later. And we still do this so that it trades, I suppose, but we're not happy about that. Yeah, I knew it went to 6, but I was just trying to think through what our options were, and I was hoping we could maybe find a will.
The time of machines is now.
This is very clearly a challenger
As fast as I could.
heavy list, so maybe we get lucky with some keywords here as well.
Energy core upgrade.
Like, we'll take elusive.
The Vanguard will have to follow.
Hey, there's that will we were looking
To
for.
the field. I'm ready enough.
Man, I really want to also Mystic Shot this, but I think we have to let it go so that we have Deny mana back up, because you're worried about, like, Concerted Strike. We have the Nopify for a single combat, but...
Genius. Analyzing approach.
Our next round is going to be so greedy. Like, I cannot begin to describe to you how greedy it's going to be, but we're going to do it.
Honor
That's
is
a
the rust
Sivir.
on a dull blade.
We're going to desperately need them to not have a rally effect. Man, I really want a Glorious Evolution here, but it's such a such a bad option. I just want to do it for the memes, you know? But it's so bad. We'll have 8 mana next round, and everything will be 1 cheaper. And potentially 2. Alright, we're gonna do it for the memes. I think... so they could have Raid Negation, or they could have a rally. I think we're gonna do it for the lulz here, right? If we lose, we lose. We're gonna do it in a glorious fashion. Best archetype for Aphelios this season. I like Aphelios with Viktor, like unironically, because you can offset his moon weapons with all of the cost reduction stuff. Oh, and we got a scout roll. Hello. Hello. Who needs Glorious Evolution when you've got Mystic Shot lethal potentially? Because we got all of these backup options too. I can't imagine a situation where we lose now.
Nothing stands in our way.
We're 2 away from leveling. So when we put these 2 on the stack, actually, you know what? We can burst. We can take our burst options just to outright level. So like we can... We can do it this way before we even throw those mystic shots on the stack. So we're gonna have 5 to work with, so any of these 3 cost options are fine, and we already have a palm. And so we can go like this. And like this. And then also just to be safe like this. Yeah, just 0 cost mystic shots to finish it 1-0. I think that's a glorious game to potentially end on.